What's up, guys? This is Mr. Eldridge, and in today's lesson, we're going to look at the different types of governments. All government can be classified according to one or more of their basic features. Over time, political scientists have developed many bases upon which to classify governments. These include who can participate in the government process, the geographic distribution of government power within the state, and the relationship between the legislative and the executive branches of that government. So first, let's talk about a democracy. Democracy is founded on the principles of political participation and the consent of the people, because it recognizes that ultimate political power should reside in the citizens. In a democratic system, the people have the right to participate in decision-making processes, whether directly or through their elected representatives. This active involvement ensures that policies and laws reflect the will and interest of the populace. In a democratic system, the people have the right to participate in decision-making processes, whether directly or through elected representatives. This active involvement ensures that policies and laws reflect the will and interest of the populace. By allowing individuals to vote, voice their opinions, join political parties, and engage in civic activities, democracy promotes inclusivity and pluralism, fostering a sense of ownership and accountability among both the governed and the governing. Consent is essential in democracy as it signifies that the authority of the government is derived from the consent of the governed. This principle protects individual rights, prevents the abuse of power, and provides a mechanism for peaceful transitions of power. Ultimately, democracy's reliance on political participation and consent upholds the fundamental idea that the government exists to serve the people and should be accountable to them. Next, let's talk about a dictatorship. A dictatorship is a form of government characterized by centralized and autocratic control, where power is concentrated in the hands of a single ruler or a small group. In a dictatorship, the leader holds absolute authority and exercises unrestricted power over the state and its institutions. Dictators typically come to power through force, coups d'etats, or other non-democratic means, and they often suppress political opposition, curtail civil liberties, and restrict freedom of speech. Dictatorships are marked by a lack of checks and balances, limited political participation, and the absence of democratic institutions. The ruler's decisions are not subject to scrutiny or accountability, leading to a concentration of power and a potential disregard for the rights and well-beings of their citizens. Dictatorships can be oppressive and prone to human rights abuses. Oligarchies can arise through hereditary means where power is passed down within specific families, or through economic means as well, where a small, wealthy elite holds sway over political affairs. Oligarchies tend to perpetuate existing inequalities and may prioritize the interests of the ruling class over those of the broader population. They often limit the political participation and concentrate power in the hands of a select few, undermining the principles of equality and democracy. A confederation is a form of government in which autonomous states or regions come together to form a loose union for mutual cooperation and collective decision-making. In a confederation, the individual states retain a high degree of sovereignty and maintain their own governments, such as the Articles of Confederation, as well as the Confederate States of America during the Civil War. They do this while delegating limited powers to a central authority. The central authority in a confederation typically has limited authority and is responsible for coordinating common interests such as defense, trade, foreign affairs, Decision-making within a confederation often requires the unanimous consent of the member states, and the central authority does not possess the power to enforce decisions or laws on individual states. Confederations are based on the principles of voluntary association and the idea that the member states retain a significant level of independence and self-government. You also have a parliamentary system. This is a system in which the executive and legislative branches are closely intertwined. In a parliamentary system, the head of government is typically the prime minister, who is chosen from the majority party or coalition in the government. The prime minister is responsible for leading the government, implementing policies, and representing the country domestically and internationally. The legislature, composed of elected representatives, holds the power to create laws and scrutinize the government's actions. Unlike in a presidential system, the prime minister's tenure is dependent on the confidence of Parliament. If Parliament expresses a vote of no confidence, the government may be dissolved, leading to new elections or the formation of a new government. This system allows for a close relationship between the executive and legislative branches, facilitating swift decision-making and accountability. The parliamentary form of government emphasizes collective responsibility, cooperation among political parties, and the responsiveness of the government to the changing will of the legislature. Thank you so much for paying attention to this video. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so now. Thank you so much. Have a great day.